Good morning, boys and girls. Hello, this is Kimberly from Jackpot Liquidations. Basically, I just wanted to talk a little bit today about this channel. I wanted to start this channel just to kind of get some information out there and to kind of talk about reselling and what our adventure has been like. And unfortunately, my sister, we were supposed to do this together. And she kept saying, you start it, you start it, you start it, and I'll join in with you at some point. And I discovered really quickly that my sister was not going to do that. She kept putting it off and delaying and delaying and delaying, and that's kind of what the delay has been on the videos. So my sister kind of talked to me, and I found out that, and I was quite surprised that she's photo shy. Like, she's very embarrassed to get in front of the videos, to be on camera, and to let people see reality. I get on here, no makeup, I'm not a perfect person, I'm overweight, whatever. And I know that some people will probably rip me apart and pick on me and whatever, but you know what? I'm too old to care. The fact is, I'm in my 40s now, and I don't care. I'm not doing this to, give fodder to the people that, ridicule you and rip you apart. I'm not here to do that. As by proxy, it'll happen. I'm pretty realistic with that. I'm not the most beautiful woman in the world. I have a personality where people either love or hate me. And so I wanted to kind of share our adventure. So what ended up happening is my sister talked to me, and she sat down and she said, listen, I know you really want to do this YouTube thing, but I just can't get in front of the camera. It makes me very uncomfortable. She's a little bit more sensitive when it comes to people ridiculing and picking on her, and she has a kind of a problem with, whether people like her or not. Where in my case, I'm like, you're either going to love me or hate me. It is the way that it is. Like, I can't make everybody like me. So the fact is, I'm kind of stepping forward and just kind of letting you know what our plans are. I am going to start doing the YouTube. I'm going to do it a little bit more regularly. I think every Monday I will probably drop a video for sure. And then there might be some other ones throughout the week, so you might want to go ahead and subscribe to my channel. But also, we are going to be starting a podcast. And so the podcast my sister's very comfortable with, because it's like, being on the radio. And so thus she won't have to be seen, but she can be heard. And so she's been more comfortable with that, and we're going to start our podcast here. And as soon as we get everything set up and live, I will go ahead and post it on YouTube and let everybody know what that information is. But I just wanted to kind of clarify what's been going on, because I have been getting some stuff. Some people have been sending me some emails and stuff, asking me what is going on. And, we've been very busy, I think, with everything going on with COVID, and now people getting their stimulus money plus their tax money. It's been kind of busy around here. My warehouse is a ginormous mess right now, because we have been influxing and outfluxing so much of our merchandise. It's been crazy, and we've been getting a lot of bigger items. So it's been kind of crazy, and just the two of us doing this, is a wild for us. I still have a household to run, and I have kids that I have to take care of, and there's still life to live outside of my business. And so I kind of have to spread myself a little thin right now, which is okay, because it reminds me that I'm alive, and it also reminds me that we're doing something right. And so I am super excited about, things that are upcoming. I'm so excited about the podcast. I think that we'll be able to give people some wealth of information. It's definitely something that I really wanted to bring to YouTube. Unfortunately, it looks like it'll just be me bringing stuff to YouTube. But on the podcast, it'll be me and my sister both. And that ought to be fun for a lot of people. We're just interesting. Plus, some of the people that I deal with very closely, that I talk to on almost a daily basis, I'll be bringing them in as special guests. And some of them are, well-known YouTubers, so that ought to be fun. And just kind of talking. And so we're kind of making our plan for the podcast, and we're actually creating like a little studio for us. That's kind of a soundproof studio. We're buying all the required equipment so that we don't sound like toddlers in the bathtub. So this ought to be an interesting ride. But I also think it'll make her more comfortable. And I'm assuming the more comfortable she gets doing the podcast, that she'll probably make herself a little bit more visible on YouTube once I can get her kind of comfortable. Because I told her that I'll probably run some of our stuff in tandem. So it'll be on our podcast channel as well as on YouTube. And we might actually put it on our Facebook page as well. So, we're just trying to get things done. And I'm a very busy woman, and so is she. She's got lots of stuff going on right now. She's in the process of moving, and just a lot of things are happening at a very rapid pace this time of year, which is not the norm for us, but it's definitely going to be interesting. Just trying to get everything to work around. So I'm trying to make a commitment, that every Monday I'll put out a video. And then there might be some throughout the week, depending on, what I come up with or what I see what's going on. But I want you guys to get the reality of reselling and understand that, one of my favorite couples that does this, one of my favorite couples that I really enjoy watching is Mike and Terry. And they are a blast. They keep on laughing, boom. And, they are a riot, and I just enjoy them immensely. But I love that they give you realistic figures, which, is something that I've kind of said was lacking in a lot of the other YouTubers, because when they discuss reselling as a whole, they always tell you, oh, well, the retail is, I'm going to make good money out of this. What they don't tell you is, like, reality speaking, that's not always the case. We have a lot of items that are brand new in the box. They're still sealed. This. So, you get an item like this. Let's see if I can show it to you. So you get an item like this. And, this item here in itself, I think it's like $50 for this. And I'm going to end up pairing this off with some other frozen stuff that I have. But, if I was to sell it, a lot of people are like, ooh, $50 retail, I'm going to make such good money. Reality speaking is on its own. You may make $20. Maybe. You may make 15. But the fact is, as long as I have other frozen items that I'm going to kind of partner that up with. And so I think I can make a bigger bang for my buck. But, they don't talk about, I only made 15. They talk about, oh, wow, this is $50. So they get you excited and they kind of reel you in. And a lot of people are under this assumption that when these people are spouting off numbers, like this itself, so this thing, factory seal. You can see it, factory seal. And this is something that's called a moxibustion machine. And it's for muscles and issues like that. And a lot of athletes kind of use it. It's for therapy. And, and it's a Chinese medicine a lot of times uses that kind of moxibustion kind of thing. And they use wormwood, like a incense kind of thing. And it's a whole deal. And so this thing retails for like $250. Reality speaking, I'm going to sell that for $85. Like, that's what I'm going to get out of a $250 item. I mean, at the end of the day, after fees, after I, ship it out, because it's definitely going to be a shipped out item. That's not going to be something local. But I'm going to make $85. I mean, that's reality. And a lot of people don't see it that way. They're like, whoa, I got this pallet and it has 23 items on it and I paid $900 for it. And they look at these items and they're like, ooh, I got this, storage bench. And this storage bench is worth $250 retail at Target. And they're thinking, oh, I'm going to get $225 because it's brand new. No. That is not reality. It's just people, I think they just get so super excited when they see these things, when they see us on here, when they see us actually digging and doing the work, and they hear the retail prices and they think, cha-ching, 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 cha-ching. No, I'm not saying we don't make money, because we do. But what I am saying is you don't make the money that you think you do. You're not making 90% of retail. It just isn't happening. And if you do, it's rare. I mean, every now and again we get an item totally surprises me, and we make very good money on it. But for the most part, reality, it's 30-40%. Occasionally we get 50. Sometimes we get 60 if it's something really good and the brand is awesome. Um, I've had a few people who've given me 90% on certain things, but it was more of a rarity item that was something that was very specific for somebody. Like I had a car grill, and it was for a specific car with a specific model with a specific year. And so the guy that did buy it from us, he paid 90% retail because they were not available anywhere. They were sold out everywhere. So I was really his only, locally, I was his only real option. And so he paid me 90% of retail. Is that commonplace? Absolutely not. Is that, something that I expect to happen 3 or 4 times in a month? No, absolutely not. Is it wonderful when it happens? Oh, absolutely. We work very, very hard. And let me tell you, we work hard. We're lifting, anywhere from, I figure we probably lift on average daily. We probably lift anywhere from 1,500 to 3,500 pounds of merchandise every day. And what's funny is if you see my sister, which someday I hope you do, because I love her to pieces and she's got a great personality, and I really think that she would speak well over YouTube. I think people would respond to her. She's a little bit on, she's kind of shy, where I'm like, you're either gonna love me or hate me. I mean, that's the reality. I mean, I don't bother with the makeup and I don't get all dressed, and that's because most of the time when I'm out here talking on this, it's because I'm working. I don't get dolled up to go to work, because I work hard. I'm out here busting my buns. I don't have time to put on my fancy clothes and pretend like I'm going out to dinner with my husband. That's not what I'm doing. I want reality and, what is really going on. I don't want to portray this artificial person, because I don't agree with that. I don't agree with, I see it a lot on YouTube where, everybody gets dolled up and they pretend like our job is so glamorous. No, it's not glamorous. It's dirty. It's hard work. It's a lot of heavy lifting. It's a lot of stress. It's blood, sweat, and tears. We started this business, and I'm not kidding, with $5. And we bought a desk. That's how we started this little business. And, this business, thank God, during the pandemic has really, we had started it prior, but thank God we had this income, and we were kind of able to utilize the customers that I already had, that we had pulled in, and amped up our business a little bit, because my husband lost his job, her husband lost his job. So it kind of became a stabling block, for our families. If we hadn't had this, we would have been drowning. I mean, we could have lost, my husband and I could have lost our home. There was some thoughts on that, which was pretty scary. And when you have a child that you're raising that special needs, you have another child who's getting ready to go to college, you don't want a destabilized home. And it's already bad enough, during this whole time. My one with autism, he's home doing homeschool half the week, and then he just started a couple of weeks ago to go back to school, Thursdays and Fridays. They pick him up at 6:20 and drop him back off at 10:30. But at least he's leaving the house, I guess. And that was already scary enough. But every time you change his schedule and you reorient him, so you took him out of school, you have homeschool, and now you're like, oh, well, you have homeschool Monday through, Wednesday, but then Thursday, Friday, you go to school. All these transitions are not great for somebody who has special needs. So it's been kind of rough. And through all of this, my sister and I are working 6 to 8 hours, sometimes 10, depending on what's going on, what we brought in, what we're waiting for, if we're waiting on customers to do pickups. And that's the other thing. I want to talk about local markets. So, local markets are awesome. Absolutely awesome. But I wish that the local markets were more dependable. I wish that OfferUp, Let It Go, well, it's OfferUp, Let It Go now together, Facebook Marketplace, some of the local markets, I wish that they would require people who say they're going to come pick up, I wish that they would require a deposit. I think more people would show up. I think there would be less wastes of time. I figure on average, we have 5 to 10 customers who say they're coming. We set up appointments with them. And when we say we're going to be there, we're there. And they don't bother to show up. They don't bother to contact you. They just totally fade away. And when we commit to a customer and say, okay, we're going to schedule this appointment with you for pickup or meetup or whatever it is, we take our item down and put it as pending. And so nobody else is visible. And so we kind of shut everybody else down and we say, hey, if they don't pick up, we'll go ahead and we'll contact you at that time. But as of right now, we have a scheduled pickup. And unfortunately, we've had a lot of people lately who aren't showing up, and that can be very frustrating. Excuse me. And it is frustrating because, time is money in this business. We run out of daylight on a daily basis. This is, her and I race the sunlight every day, I get up way earlier than her and I am working way earlier than her, but she's also staying up way later than me at night and dealing with a lot of that stuff. So we kind of are a good yin yang to each other. But I wish that people would be a little bit more conscious when you're scheduling a pickup with someone, when you're committing this space of time. Not only are you committing it, but so are the people on the other end, the people selling this item or the people buying this item. You have to understand that these are people with lives, and I wish that people would treat it like a commitment. If you say you're going to be there at 5 o'clock to pick it up, I don't care if you send that person a message because you're running 15 minutes late because you left work late. But let them know, like, hey, I'm going to be there at 5:15. I ran over at work. Just give those people a heads up, because when you don't show, a lot of times they've burnt some other bridges to allow you to come pick up their item. I just wish that people would take that into consideration, and also take into the consideration that people have lives. I don't want to meet with a customer at 11:30 at night. I don't want to have this issue. I don't. And I have a lot of people, because I live in Las Vegas, I have a lot of people that want to come pick up items from me at 2 a.m. because they work graveyard or swing or, whatever. Well, hey, I'm available at 2 a.m. Well, I'm not. I'm sleeping at 2 a.m. because I get up at 5. It's I think a lot of people just need to be a little bit more considerate. And with everything going on right now, with all the stuff with the coronavirus and, vaccines and things not going as wonderfully as people would like yet, I have seen a lot of bad behavior, and it actually makes me pretty sick, the way that people are treating each other. I've seen everything from, elderly people being just totally nasty to everyone because they think they're entitled, to young kids that are treating people like crap because they think they can get away with it, and they're out of school and they're frustrated and they're bored, and so they're just looking for crap to do. I've seen, like, my neighbors, when they put up all of their decorations and stuff, they're getting stolen out of their yard on a consistent basis. Here we're having a problem with catalytic converters being stolen, and it's really quite a shame that this is where we've gone to. As a society, when you have something like this, you need to kind of band together and be respectful of one another and help each other out. And you know, we've tried to take the time to donate and to help other people out because we know how hard it is, um, just to get by right now. And, you know, if I can help a mother out with getting clothes for her, you know, kids that need to go back to school because she can't afford, because she's on unemployment, she can't afford to go out and buy all new clothing for her children. And there for a while, Goodwill wasn't open. You know, a lot of places weren't open. They're just starting to open their doors here. And so, you know, I just wish people would remember that we're all human beings and to respect each other. Now, I understand that some people don't deserve that because of how they're treating others, but it just makes me kind of sick that this is where we've gone as far as for society, that everybody's just kind of like shitty. It just makes me kind of sad, actually. You know, it's actually kind of heartbreaking. Um, so as I've been saying to all my customers every time I write a card, you know, I hope that you all have a healthy and happy 2021. And I look forward to talking with you again. It may be sometime this week, but guaranteed I'll probably be back on Monday. I have a video that I should be putting out there next Monday. That'll probably be some openings, boxes, and some other things that I have going on. The other thing I might talk about is, you know, dead inventory, because that's a big stalemate right now because I got to clear out some space because I've got a big project in the works. So I look forward to speaking to you guys again. And until next time.